interesting topics. It's more than demo. Okay, I'm going to cover in this discussion. One is the introduction to the Python. I mean, understanding the Python skills, and the second one is the data science, and third one is the artificial intelligence, especially generative AI. So this session is going to give you the idea, okay, what are the topics are very important to learn in the journey of AI, right? So different profiles are there. For example, you are aiming for data science, or data scientist, or data engineer, or maybe you are aiming for AI engineer, AI architect, or data architect, or you may aim for the data analyst and also Python programmer, web designer, or web programmer, something like this. Even for testing, also you can use the Python web scraping. So there are different roles, different ways we can use these skills, basically, right? And it all depends, okay? If you are from the college background, you can start any one of these roles because there is nothing expected from you. If you're
Sorry to
from
interrupt
the
you. The voice is very low.
still it is low.
Yeah.
How about now? Is it audible? Is it clear now?
It is clear to
Yes,
me.
yes.
Because yeah, I'm using headphones only from the beginning. Okay, fine. So let me know if there is any breakers or maybe any issues with the uh, audio. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. So first, we need to understand, okay, what is the path of your journey? Okay, different people have the different journey in the IT, right? So you should know, okay, where you are actually started your career, where you are right now, why this is an important. Yeah, definitely artificial intelligence, Python programming, data understanding, which is completely important. Okay, irrespective of whatever role you are going to play in IT, I'm damn sure I'm gonna say it. Okay, programming plus data plus AI, these three are very deadly combination, okay, especially in this current world. So let me share my screen. Very simple way I'm going to start and discussing on these topics. I will touch base only like, okay, what are these concepts and all. As I said, okay, first I'm going to talk about Python. Then we'll discuss about other concepts as well, like data science and all. Okay. The first thing is, let's talk about Python. Okay. So why it is so important in this current world? Okay. You see, some people say, hey, I'm writing a Python program for automation. Someone say, hey, I'm using Python for web scraping. I'm using Python in web development. I'm using Python in testing. I'm using Python in AI, ML, and anywhere, right? Even data engineering packages when you are creating data transformation, data cleansing. Most of the places people are using Python is one of the choice. Okay, and of course we can also do other programming, especially in the data world. People use the SQL, and even instead of Python, you can use the um, React.js, Node.js for the web development. Different languages are there, obviously, different stack. But the question is, what is most important in terms of aiming for opportunities? We need to see in that angle, right? So that's where I am actually referring to. Let me share my screen, then we can have a discussion on this. Can you see my screen, guys? Please confirm. Is it visible?
No, Raja.
Okay, let me reshare it.
Yeah, now we can see the screen.
Okay. Uh, okay. So thanks for confirmation. So basically, I don't want to go to those too much slides. You can also download from the slides from anywhere in the internet. That's not important. I'm going to deliver the right information. Okay, that's the aim of these slides. Okay, so today agenda is Python basic. Basics means understanding the Python programming based on the skills, and second one is the data science essentials. And the AI, that's called generative AI overview, and a small demo if you want to see. And we'll wrap up with the question and answers. Okay. So first thing is, as for the global statistics, from the 2017 onwards, as per my knowledge, okay, Python is the number one language in terms of usage. Okay, before 2017 and Java was there, sometimes C language, sometimes even JavaScript is also there because the community was a very bigger community. So Python is obviously is in the top position still the date, even in 2025 as well. So the Python is actually developed by, I mean, basically introduced by the Dutch programmer. Uh, so the implementation of Python started in 1989, and Python has its own slogan. We call it as a gen of Python. It's called poem. Okay. But this is not important nowadays. In the olden days, people used to ask in interviews, what is the poem of Python? And you can say these sentences. But nowadays, nobody's asking this one. But just for your information only. But what is most important thing is the Python versions, because when you are working in your project, okay, you should know which version of the Python you are using it. This is very important, guys. Okay, every version has its own syntax changes are there. Not too much syntax changes. There is a new functionality introduced in the different versions here. So Python 3 is the major version. Under that, minor versions are there like 3.0, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, 3.10, something like this. As on date, we are in the 3.13. That's called 3.13, you can say. So that is the latest version of the Python. And this Python, what I'm going to say here, every year, October, they released a new version of the Python. Every year, October. Okay. So this year also you can expect the Python in the October 2025 mostly. Otherwise, if there is any date change, and they will update you. Okay. Because it's an open source platform, so definitely they will announce in advance and to know the which version you are using it. And more important, you should know Python is free and open source. It's not like any organization running it. Open source community is running it. Example, Java. Java actually introduced by the Sun Microsystem. Later, it is acquired by the Oracle. Now, Oracle is saying that if you want to use the Java software, you need to pay and for the enterprise solutions and all, right. But Python is not like this. Okay, it's run by the open source community. Um, there is a foundation name called the Python Software Foundation. In short word, it's the PSF. Okay, and Python has very large libraries. Before 2019, JavaScript was very biggest community in the world. Okay, but later Python is actually crossed that one. So Python is now number one compared to libraries, communities wise, and all. And Python supports multiple operating systems. And Python is an interpreted language. So in the actual session, we are going to discuss what is the interpreter, what is the compiler, and all. Java is the compiler language, basically. But Python is the interpreter. I will discuss in detail what is the interpreter because it will talk about the memory. It has some kind of a concept. We need some more time to understand that concepts. And more importantly, Python supports object-oriented programming, like how Java and C++ supports. Here is Python supports object-oriented programming, and also it supports the procedure-oriented language. For example, C is the language, right? C is actually procedure-oriented language. Okay, that's called functions we write. So, but here, I mean, Java only object-oriented language. But when it comes to the Python, it supports both procedures plus C++. Sorry, procedures plus object-oriented language. It supports. Another important of the Python, as I said, it supports the multiple operating systems like a Linux, Windows system. It also supports the Unix and Mac also, right? It supports all major operating systems, I would say. And one of the beautiful of the Python is it also supports writing Python in C language. Sometimes when you are working on the semiconductors, some kind of backend systems and all. So you can use different combinations here like a C Python, Ruby Python, Java Python, Iron Python with the C and Ruby and Java and .NET languages. This is not that much important. Just for knowledge wise, we are getting to know, but nothing to do with in the current world scenario. Until you work in NVIDIA, specifically you're aiming for Intel, if that internally they are using these combinations, yes, possibility is there. So as on 20 July 2025, the total number of projects under the Python community is 6.5 lakhs projects. That's almost more than 500,000 projects, right? Python projects are there. I think in another 2 to 3 years down the line, it's going to be 1 million projects just from the Python. When I say projects means like a packages, okay? Python has these many packages. You can use for various kind of a various kind of a, technology domains. Example, blockchain. It has its own packages. AI, its own packages. Web development, own packages. Something like this. And Python used in all MNCs, of course. It's not, even though it's open source, big MNCs, banking, and all the companies are using nowadays. But whatever you are seeing on my screen, okay, some of the softwares is completely built on Python. Example, Instagram. Instagram is completely built on Python using the Django framework at the beginning, right? Spotify is built on Python. And Amazon not completely built on Python. Amazon, some of the services they built on Python. SurveyMonkey, which is one of the most popular thing that is also built on Python. Dropbox. When it comes to the Dropbox, Dropbox is actually built by like a 4 million lines of code, which is completely written in the Python. That's the Dropbox. Facebook is not built on Python. Facebook is actually built on PHP, but some of the features like AI features like friends suggestion, some recommendations and all is actually done in the Python scope. So like this, Netflix and many of these tools is built on Python. So just an examples of this. And most important thing is where you use Python. Okay. Hey Raja, once I finish my Python, where should I use? That's important, right? Learning language is not an important thing, but where you use that language is an important, right? You learn the French language, but if you are going to somewhere in India, nobody is speaking French, then what is the use of it, right? So similar way, if you learn the Python, if you're not applying Python in particular business domain or technology domain, then how it's going to be. So Python widely used in the this data science and big data, no doubt in that. Python also used in the web technologies like Django, Flask. Many of the Python frameworks are there nowadays. The many websites are building on the Python, including the e-commerce platforms. And Python using AI, ML, and DL, there is no doubt. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, these are the main streams nowadays. Generative AI, everywhere is the Python. Augmented reality, DevOps, especially creating the CI/CD pipelines by using the Python programming, also possible. Blockchain, we can use Python in IoT, Internet of Things. Python also can be used in automation, and Python can be used in the virtual reality, right? So you can choose any one of these domains in your career path. Okay, obviously use the Python, right? And few of the things I'm not mentioning here, but still you can use Python. Example, scraping the data. Okay, and I don't know whether I mentioned about the testing here. So in the testing also you can use it. Okay, different places you can use the Python, especially, right? It's up to you, like which career you're choosing. Okay. Fine, you know where you're going to use the Python, which industry. Now you want to know where should I write a code, right? That's very important, guys. Okay, where you actually write a code in the companies when you go to the working in the projects. If you are already working in a projects, what kind of tools we can use? There are different tools here. Python, which is not a free, which is even though free is available, but in companies people use the enterprise edition. Community edition is there, enterprise edition is there. Community edition is free of cost, no need to pay. Enterprise edition you have to pay, but in companies people use enterprise edition because of some of the benefits. And Jupyter notebook used for the data science, and Atom, Sublime, Spider, Pydo, and these kind of tools we use for web development. And VS Code, which is one of the most popular code editor. I'm not calling it as an IDE, it is a code editor, which is from the Microsoft, which is a free open source. I'm highlighting this one, the one blue color, right? That is a VS Code, which is very popular, guys. Okay, in our entire sessions, we are going to touch base with the PyCharm, VS Code, and Jupyter, which is mainly used in the industry. That is what we are going to learn in our course. Coming to the point is Python itself has its own IDE that's called IDLE, Integrated Development Environment for Python. So that is also available. That is nothing but a command prompt if you want to see the output of the Python. Generally, if you want to know what is the version of the Python in your computer, you can use a command called Python space hyphen version in command prompt. If you are using a Mac and you can go to the terminal, you can type Python hyphen version. You can also see that the version. Sometimes in Windows system, you may not see the version by default because of you are not really configured the system variables. You need to do that system variables only one time, then you can able to see the details. So don't worry, these things we can do it one by one, but I'm just giving the overview of the Python concepts, okay? And Python is actually having its own file name called .py. So any file name, welcome.py, user.py, registration.py, these are the file names generally we create and like this. And Python is actually divided into two concepts. One is the basics of Python. Another one is the object-oriented Python. So once in object-oriented Python, we have classes, objects, inheritance, okay, multiple inheritance, encapsulation, something like this. Those concepts we are going to discuss in detail when we touch base with those concepts, okay? And Python is something very interesting, okay, and easy to learn. And I'm telling you, don't be too much stressed out of the programming, okay? Learn the basics and syntax and try to apply the coding in the projects, okay? So that's in our entire course, we are going to use coding things within the VS Code itself, okay? So that's something we are going to learn. And coming to the data science, okay? So as I said, data science, which is very important stream, guys. Okay. Any questions from anyone? Yeah. Coming to the data science, one of the important stream in the technology space, and it's quite challenging also sometimes because of understanding the data in the right way. Okay, applying the right tools to do the right things. So that will come with based on experiences and based on the usage of the tools and all. So whatever the people say about the data science, I'm putting in simple terminology here. So collecting the data and cleaning the data based on the business requirements, clean the data and do analysis, what exactly data you want to do with that. And finally, you can visualize the data. So it's very simple, but there are so many steps out there. When I say analysis means you need to do the transform the data. Basically, there is something called data transformation. That is one of the biggest pain point. Second thing is the data cleaning, right? Data cleaning, data cleaning is not an easy thing, right? It's a very tough job. So that only people will spend a lot of time because Many of organizations, their data which is not in organized way. Okay. So in this concept, what you are going to understand, types of data, structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Example, databases, like if you taken some examples of databases, Oracle database, MySQL database, SQL Server DB, these are all like a structured DBs, like a rows and columns. When it comes to the MongoDB, which is the NoSQL DB, there is more some databases are there. Okay, we have Apache Redis, right? It's a key value pair database. Okay, there is a graph databases are there. Okay, there is something called vector database. Nowadays in generative AI world, people are talking about vector databases, right? So there are so many databases are coming up in this case. Okay, your data may be in the different databases. Your data in the files, like okay, Excel file, PDF file, that is unstructured file. Maybe the file is there in the CSV file and all, right? So structured, unstructured, semi-structured, there are different types of data. That data, you are collecting it and cleaning the data. How you clean the data? Different ways. So you can use pandas. Okay. Pandas is one of the most popular Python framework to clean the data cleaning framework. And you can do the analysis. Analysis can be done in multiple ways. You can use NumPy and all, and many other packages are there. Dask is one thing. Okay, the pandas is good for CPU based. If you want to work on the cluster based, Dask is the right tool, actually speaking, right? There are so many tools, and even if you want to visualize the data, you can use Matplotlib and Seaborn. There are some visualization graphs and everything is there. I will discuss those points, okay, and a lot. The data science people say like this guy is first thing, okay. Someone say, hey, you need to learn first statistics. Yeah, if you want to go, if you are really choosing your career only in data science and as a researcher, yes, you need to learn many statistics related problems like, okay, algebra, statistics, concepts and all, you need to learn and do it, okay. But it's a case to case, okay. For example, when you are solving probability related problems, okay, you need to have the probability knowledge, okay. Some of the theorems, some of the algorithms, which is actually built on these concepts only. Okay, algebra, probability, and more importantly, few statistics concepts, which are really backbone to the data science. If you choose in your career in depth, basically, right? So, any questions from your end on this particular slide, or you want to know something, guys? Anyone? I want to hear from you. If you have anything, we can have a discussion on that particular topic. Anyone? Okay. Coming back to one of the there are different ways we can see if we can look at here. Um, uh, so there are okay. Instead of this, what I can do, I can go to the some of the slides. Okay. Let me show you because of just for understanding purpose. These are all AWS content, but I want to show you something which is really, really, really important. I don't know. Hmm. So there are so many concepts. Okay, so I want to show you the first data science here. Generally, people talk about these concepts. So data collection, right? So data collection is very important. Then data preparation. Then EDA is nothing but exploratory data analysis. EDA is. Then machine learning. Okay. Then visualization. So you can understand here data, it could be static data, dynamic data, structured data, unstructured data, whatever it is. You collect the data and you prepare the data. Prepare the data is nothing but cleaning the data. Cleaning the data is nothing but If any data field which is having the null values, you need to clean it. If any data field is, for example, you are collecting the data for the Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand, UK, US, and all, right? The company data which is there in all these countries, but company wants to generate the financial report in the USD. Because if you look at the Singapore dollar, Malaysia is the Malaysia ringgits, Australia is the Australian dollars, UK is in pounds, okay? The different currencies are there. When you are showing the data in the reporting, you should show thing in one currency. That's called USD, because the business entire financial things they are showing on the dollar value. So that data preparation you have to do. I'm giving one example is the currency. Another example is the data should not be null. We need to remove the null values. And also third part is that if the date format, so in US date format is different, in India date format is different, in some countries date format is different. We need to make sure we are showing the right date format. That's important. And also we need to have the proper kind of a statistic mechanism here, right? To calculate the values, okay? For example, currency converter. When your currency converter, you're doing this, there is some threshold value, we need to keep it. So all this data has to be prepared. It's not easy. It is not as easy you think it. And when you are working on the machine learning problems, and data preparation will be little different. See, I'm telling you guys, there are two ways this data will be available for the real-time projects. One is for the reporting and analytics, data reporting and analytics. That's where Power BI comes. Another one is the AI projects. There are two types of projects. Generally, in the last 3-4 years, you go to any organization, someone is talking about the data projects. End of the day, they see the data either in the report and analytics, or they see the data in the form of AI products or AI ML predictions. These are the main projects, honestly speaking, right? Even you, end of the day, that's why they pull the data. See, in the real-time world, they pull this data from the ERP systems, customer service platforms. They pull data from the inventory systems. They will pull the data from the forecasting tables, different ways. Okay, it depends on the business where their data is sitting. They collect all the data and they'll generate the insights, understand the business, how they are really seeing the business in the next 6 months to take the best data-driven decisions. So that's where EDA comes into the picture. Exploratory data analysis. Lot of depth analysis we do. For that, we have some kind of descriptive statistics and or some kind of research related questions you need to ask. Why this data? What we do with this data? When we use this data? What is the data forecast? All these things we do. But when it comes to the predictions, you are going to rely on the machine learning. Why we are going with the AI? I mean, I'm not talking about nowadays generative AI. Generally, we go to the generative AI only for the predictions, predicting the what is my trend in the next quarter, predicting the what is the weather tomorrow, predicting the what is the particular possibility of sales happening in the particular category on the next quarter, something like this. So it's all like a predictions, predicting X, predicting Y, predicting A, predicting B, something like this. So machine learning mainly used for the prediction in the olden days, right? And finally, you see that data in the reporting visualizations once you deploy the code, right? So this is the general typical data science process. I mean, different stages, different people use. Just for your information, even though it is a data science process, but different people will work in this project. Example, data collection is by the data engineers, ETL developers, I would say. Informatica, they use Informatica. Nowadays is the Python, Talent. There are many tools, SSI packages, and Data Factory, Azure Data Factory. All these things they are using in data collection. Data preparation you can do by using the pandas. You can use the PySpark. You can use the Azure Synapse Analytics. So basically, you can use some Jupyter notebook to prepare the data, and also EDA, and also Jupyter Analytics and all. So like this, you can use notebooks to read and understand the data. And machine learning, of course, there are many packages are there, and scikit-learn, TensorFlow. Okay, many packages are there in Python. You can use visualization. There are few tools like, okay, if you're using industry level standard reporting, you can go with the Power BI, Tableau, and so on, so on. So if you're using simple internal developer wise understanding the visualization, you can use the Matplotlib and Seaborn and okay. So that's something which is there. And if you want to be more focused on the ML, there are different concepts out there. You don't need to worry about understanding each and everything. It is very in-depth, okay? So many people confused with, okay, in the olden days, do you want me to learn the statistics? Actually speaking, this machine learning is actually came from these statistics only. If you go in deeper and deeper and deeper of the research papers, of these machine learning papers, or we call it as a white papers, behind the scenes, it's a statistics. Behind the statistics, it's a maths. Basically, end of the day, whatever we talk on the AI origin is the mathematics. Okay. So basically it's a maths, guys. Okay. But we say number of things at the end of the day, but everything started with the maths and stats. With that information, people are build the machine learning, from the machine learning to the deep learning to the generative AI, something like that came in the market. Okay. So I don't want to go in these topics. It's machine learning has the different things and all, but I want to show you something. Okay. Let me go to the Google. If you can go to the Google and there is something you can type. What is that? Generative AI taxonomy. Okay. So if you can type here, you can see if you go to the images, I want to show you this one. You can go to the number of images, you can see here. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, generative AI. If I want to go in deeper, I don't know it is there somewhere else. Otherwise, I can show you here only. See what is this meaning is basically. Computer science is the one of the biggest branch, right, in technology world. When people are talking about technology, first comes computer science. Under the computer science, most interesting subject nowadays is the artificial intelligence. Under the artificial intelligence, most interesting subject is the machine learning. Under the machine learning, neural networks. Under the neural networks, deep learning. Under the deep learning is the generative AI. So whatever we are talking today, chat GPT or AI is replacing the jobs, AI is the trend, artificial intelligence is the buzzword. Basically, you are going to experience this generative AI. So how this generative AI comes from the deep learning. Deep learning is this concept of neural networks. Neural networks is the concept of machine learning. Machine learning is the concept of artificial intelligence. And for your information, and I'm going a little more deeper, there is something called LLMs, right? So if you can go to the LLMs here, especially in images, you can see these LLMs are like a generative AI models, right? If you can go to any LLM evaluation, say, I don't know whether it has here. But generally, LLMs are comes from the generative AI concepts. What is the generative AI? Because everybody talks nowadays generative AI, generative AI. It generates the content, guys. So generative AI is actually talks about generating the content. When I say generating the content, what kind of content it will generate? So generative AI is generates the content of text, images, music, and videos. Okay. So if you go to the chat GPT, okay, I'm just opening my chat GPT here. So remove this. So here when I say skies, so when I go and ask what is the sky is, it is explaining that one. Okay. So I ask a question to the chat GPT. This is nothing but a prompt. Prompt is giving. Same question I may ask to the Google Gemini. Okay. So let me go and ask this one to the Gemini, and we'll see what will happen here. skies. So when I go and ask this question to the same question to this, it will give the different answer. And there is same way, and I'm going to ask this Anthropic Claude. Claude is the another tool, okay? So what I'm going to say here, these are the different AI tools, and you are asking a questions and getting the output. Am I correct? These questions, these are all actually comes from different way of answering it is giving. So this is giving the sky is the vast, ever changing and fulfilled with wonder and so on, so right. And you can see size during the daytime. It is start explaining something. Claude will give you the different answers. Okay, so I think I have different account. We can try with that one also. So what I'm trying to say, these are all nothing but prompts. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, okay, if you can go to this, and I'm going to explain you something here. So AI is there. Under AI is the ML. That's called machine learning. Then deep learning. Deep learning came from the NNN. NN is nothing but neural networks. Under the DL, we got something like a generative AI. That's called GAI. Under the GAI, we got something called large language models. Under the large language models, we have something called the chat GPT, or we can say Anthropic Claude, or we can say there are many. Okay, even Google Gemini. Okay, even there are many. Okay, if I start listing this for flexibility, so there are so many things will come into this. So what I'm saying, this is the trend now. Okay, this is the trend. So here is the basically you can also use the data science and the basics before the data science. We have something like okay Python or any other programming language. So you can use Python in data science, you can use Python AI, ML, NN, DL, GI, even LLMs. Nowadays, stack is the bigger stack. When it comes to the generative AI, it's going to be very bigger stack. We use the Llama index. I mean, I don't want to talk those things, LangChain. There are different models. So you can directly jump from when you know Python, you can directly work on this GI. You know, this is the trend right now, right? So the right now the entire world is working on the generative AI LLM and the concept called the agents. I don't know whether you heard about it or not. AI agents. Everyone is creating the AI agents. Like it's like it's like it will do job for you. See, in this chat GPT, you are asking and giving only answer. But nowadays we have gone to the next level. It will book a tickets for you based on your past experience. For example, you are vegetarian and you are preferred only window seat, and you only preferred budget airlines. You only preferred during weekdays, and you only preferred Europe countries for travel. Based on all these your past preferences, it will choose and show you the recommendations. This is the tickets. If you say yes as a prompt, it will book tickets for you based on your wallet. It will take an authentication, automatically will book a tickets. That is coming up very soon, actually. So different agents will be there. Agents will work for you, basically. That is one of the most game changer is coming is called the Manus. So if you have some time, go and explore this Manus. Manus is one of the most game changer. It will do hundreds of tasks for you. Okay. So this is completely, of course, everything is built on Pythons, even DeepSeek, Manus, Google Gemini, Perplexity, and ChatGPT, even upcoming other ML models. Even few days back, one of our Indian company, even Joho, they launched their own LLMs for their own products. That is also done with the Python coding only. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you know Python, you can directly jump into the any specialization. You want to be a GenAI specialist, then you can have a basics of Python. You go to the GenAI and try to create agents. But here packages are different. So LangChain, okay, LangGraph. So these are the packages if you want to do it here, right? So maybe you can, if you are using AI agents through AI, okay, something like this. If you're only stopping at using at the deep learning, it's like a CNN, convolutional neural networks. Your packages are like a TensorFlow, and your package, one more package is the, I'm trying to recall it from the Meta. They have their own PyTorch. So yeah, so PyTorch is one thing. If you want to work on the ML, there are so many packages like a scikit-learn is one of the important package you can use it. Scikit-learn, right? So different packages, okay? In the data science, actually pandas, numpy, scipy, even we have the Dask, Mobbin, and there are so many packages are there in the data science we can use it. So end of the day, it's Python scripting only. You are using the different packages for the different business needs or different technology needs, I would say. And more importantly, nowadays another trend is coming. It's a next generation trend called the vibe coding. I don't know how many of you heard about this. Vibe coding. What is the vibe coding? Vibe coding is nothing but this is the prompting. You are writing a prompt, right? Okay. Mostly like vibe coding comes from the when you are working with the agenting tools. If you ask me, hey Raja, give me some example. Okay. So when I go to here in the Google, you say is the vibe coding. Okay, you will get to know many things. Vibe coding is a popularized in the early 2025. It is the latest. Okay, this year only this word is coming up. Refers to software development approach where AI tools, particularly large language models, generates the coding. If I go to the vibe coding, here you see there is a lot of tools are there. Okay, so you can see what are those tools. It's basically used for to generate the code. One of the most popular code generator is GitHub Copilot. It will generate the code for you. You don't need to write a code from the scratch. It will generate the code for you. You can use that code for you in your case also. So one of the most popular tool is the cursor. Okay. I don't know if you heard about this. If you use the cursor, you can create entire application in seconds. Again, I'm repeating you can create entire application by using the cursor itself, but it is not as easy you think, but simple projects, yes. Vibe coding is the trend going forward. So what I'm saying that, but what all this origin is, we should have some programming language. Even AI is replacing it. That is all going to happen after 5 years, 10 years. Let leave it, okay? I'm not going to talk about the predictions. I'm talking about you should have some basics of Python programming, understanding about the stack, data science, AI, ML. It will help you to drive the context in the organization, basically. So hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. Any questions from anyone? I'm happy to help you, happy to address your queries. But when it comes to the actual our course, we are going to start with the Python, understanding the each concepts in detail, Python basics. Again, I'm not going to show you the slides. I'm not interested on the slides. It will be very practical sessions because we are going to use the VS Code like this. This is the VS Code. We are going to use the VS Code and we are going to write code in the VS Code. Every session is a programmatic session. Slides and all you can download in internet nowadays. ChatGPT slides are everywhere right now. There is no point of showing the slides. Let's straight away jump into the VS Code or PyCharm. Even I have this PyCharm, so we can use the PyCharm. We can use Anaconda. Anaconda is nothing but I don't know how many of you familiar with Anaconda. Anaconda, which is the Jupyter notebook we can use. We can write a programming in this. Let's understand the tools. And we can also use as part of this code, we can use GitHub or GitLab. I prefer GitHub. GitHub is the code repository. If someone is already using it, it's great. Otherwise, we can use the GitHub for our learning purpose. Okay. So any questions from anyone?
Is it open source, this one, or do we need to download anything, Raja? GitHub, all these things.
Yeah, it's all open sources, even including GitHub also. It's all open source. Yeah.
Are we examples? Are we going to do it in Visual Studio or Jupyter more? examples?
So basics and all, I will do it in the few sessions in the what is it called PyCharm, and few sessions in the VS Code. And Jupyter Notebook I only use for the data science problems because that's how in the real world people use. Uh, Most of the web developers they use the PyCharm and VS Code. It's combination. So, but in entire our course, it's a combination. Okay, because tomorrow we are not sure. Some companies they specifically use the PyCharm for the security reasons. Then we have to use the PyCharm in their in their projects. So we go with the multiple combinations here because
Okay,
of
code, are we using same code or different code for different
different
products?
codes, different codes. Example, in Python, when I'm talking about the basics like creating the list, tuple, set, and all, we can use the PyCharm. Same code
Okay,
you can use here also. Code is the same. There is no change in the code. Just only we need to understand how we can run the same code in the multiple tools. Just
okay.
having an idea. Because tomorrow, not sure, right? Which project use which tool. That is not in our control. So we
Yes,
should be very
exactly.
familiar with that tools. Yeah.
Mm.
But when it comes to the data science,
Mm.
all 99% of the people use the notebooks. Example, Snowflake, Databricks, even
Okay.
Azure Data Factory. Even if you go to the Redshift, something which is in the AWS environment, even Google Cloud, most of even Google has its a Google Collaboratory that's called Google Colab. So everything uses in the notebook format in the data science world, right? So data science is because once we're done with the Python, we go to the data science, we use the notebooks, different combination. Finally, when it comes to the AI projects, ML projects, VS Code. So 80% of the developers in the globe, they are using VS Code because it's open source, easy to use. Entire Java communities, Ruby on Drive, Ruby community, even PHP community, all these communities nowadays are using the VS Code. VS Code, which is very most popular tool for developers.
Yeah, for using this, if you want to create any avatar kind of things, which tool we are going to use? Example, I would like to check.
So creating avatar is something like a generative AI.
Okay.
There are many tools. Example, we have Midjourney. Midjourney is one of the most popular tool, but it's not free. Even ChatGPT also we can create an avatar, but not with the free version. We need to use the Pro version. We can also use the Microsoft Copilots to create avatars. So there are different tools are there. I mean, 1 year back story was different. Now the many tools, many options are available because as we see, AI is going growing very fast. Every week and every quarter, there is new tools, new products, new changes are coming up, and it's very difficult to catch that updates. Also, that's how it is happening in the current trend. Yeah.
Mm.
But all it's all like okay, once we move the journey, okay, I'm going to tell you one thing upfront, guys. Okay. By the way, I'm having more than 16 years of experience in IT. I'm working here one of the company in Singapore as a data cloud architect manager, senior architect manager. So even though I'm manager, but I do a lot of coding, I work on many activities. The point what I'm trying to highlight to you is these are all okay. If you want to step into AI world, it's a journey. Okay. It's not like okay, you learn one skill, okay, that is forever. No, those days are gone. We have to travel with the skills. Okay. There is no way like, okay, I learned some tool, okay, I can sustain my career for longer. No, those days are gone for 100% sure. So you have to continuously learning, continuously evolving yourself, updating yourself, and better not too late. Start something now itself. That's very important. So if you start now, by end of this year, at least you can align with the understanding the technology which you've chosen, right? Because everything is faster now. Everything is fast. Programmings are fast, technologies are fast, and roles are becoming very fast, and many things are happening. And also, organizations are expecting the people who has the multiple skills rather than one skill. So the trend is changing a lot. So we need to be very careful, understanding the trends and do it. But don't be afraid, okay? And good part of this current world is we have the AI tools, easy to learn, easy to apply, and some companies are encouraging to use them also in organizations, especially like the Microsoft Copilots, okay, to for secured way. So yeah, the doors are open now. Only thing is that we need to step into it. Okay, that's the game. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Any questions? Anything you want to know? The course wise, okay, the first one is the Python basics, Python advanced to concepts like object-oriented programming and other concepts. Then we will move on to the understanding the data science concepts. It's going to be taking a lot of time. Each and every concept of data science, it's a huge content. And once we have done with the data science, we will move to the machine learning, understanding the basics of machine learning like supervised and unsupervised learning, and do one or two, three sessions on deep learning, and then we'll move to the generative AI, because one of the most hot topic right now in the industry is the generative AI. That's where the people are landed. Everywhere you see left and right and top and bottom, everywhere people are talking about AI agents, AI agents, AI agents. With the technology, with the framework called MCP, MCP, MCP. MCP stands for the Model Context Protocol. So, which is one of the most famous and most attention grabbing framework right now in the AI world. So, yeah, we can touch base that concepts as well. Yeah. If someone is specifically wants to learn only AI, also let us know. We can plan accordingly. By the way, I'm a certified professional. I'm having all the certifications from the AWS, Microsoft, even from the NVIDIA. Okay, recently I have done the certifications in the Snowflake. I'm an AI Singapore certified professional, and it's okay. Certification anybody can do. But uh, I've done with a real effort, guys. Okay, not just for sake. And the second thing is worked on the AI projects, data projects, cloud projects since 2017. And initially, at the beginning of my career, I'm a Java programmer. Later, I turned myself as a data, cloud, and AI architect. That's the my professional career. Okay, I worked with all the companies in the sense US and Italy. That's Europe clients in banking, insurance, healthcare, and also I work for manufacturing. Right now, I'm working as in the retail industry, especially retail and manufacturing. I would say, yeah. So don't worry. I'm tech enthusiast. These sessions I'm taking with interest. Okay, not any other thought process. Really, I want to share my knowledge. That's where my interest is coming out. I have done a lot of sessions in my past. I have my own WhatsApp communities. I have my own things. I mean, these sessions we are delivering with from the heart. You can see once you join the classes, you will come to know how these sessions are going. But you need to tell like what you want to do it with this course. Tell your expectations, okay? What you are right now, what you want to do it. That is most important because X person wants to become a web developer, Y person wants to become an AI engineer, another person wants to be more doing coding in the using AI in the DevOps. So the DevOps engineer. So different people are from the different backgrounds. Someone are like college graduate, okay? So I want to know your strength. I want to know what you want to become, what where you are. That's where it will be really helpful having the one-on-one discussions, understanding your requirement. We'll see if we are able to match something sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So you can speak to Anita. So she's there. I mean, in the chat, you can talk to her. What is your requirement? Do you want any specialized course? You want to focus only on data science or AI or Python? Let us know. We'll plan accordingly. We can schedule accordingly. Okay. So any
Okay.
questions? Yeah. Any questions from anyone?
Nothing from my side.
Thank you so much. Satya, right? Okay. Satyam.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Satyam. Yeah, that is, I really like it. Okay. Interactive is very important. Okay. There is nothing right or wrong. Interactive sessions, interactive discussions really help us to drive into the actual what we want. Okay. So sure, okay. Thank you so much for your time. I think that's how this session is, and we can have a lot of interesting demos and discussions later sessions, and we'll see how we'll take it forward. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks
Thank you.
again. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.